The Zacks Rank, value, momentum, growth, and income all factor into Zacks Rank buys.
Well, for those of you looking for stocks that are on the aggressive growth track, maybe you should consult with our aggressive growth stock strategist, Brian Bolan. That's what we do here. He's with me now to talk about a stock that shows or may show some aggressive growth potential here, a company that is posting earnings on the 23rd of July.
Right, and that's right around the corner.
Yep.
And I think the reason that we're talking about this is because Amazon, and that's the stock we're discussing,
Yep.
Recently held a Prime Day. Prime Day is a big sale for customers that it calls Prime. Now with Prime, you get a lot of video, instant video, music, things like that, playlists.
Right.
But you also get 2-day shipping, free shipping. So that's kind of a big incentive to keep people that are Prime customers at the site and continue to shop. Let's start with the basics here for this stock. It is a Zacks Rank number 2.
Okay.
The style scores are okay here. Nothing that I want to hinge my hat on here.
Growth of a C, value of an F.
Exactly. And I like that because you've got growth, obviously the difference between what growth investors pay for a stock and what value investors pay for a stock are quite big. So I'm not too concerned with, that big disparity right there.
Okay.
But that Prime Day sale, I think we've heard a lot about it recently. It was more deals than Black Friday. There was a lot of pushback. But I recently wrote an article that discussed, the big ideas about Prime Day and what really drove sales for them and what will drive sales going forward.
Was it successful?
And that's the big question. A lot of people were trying to say that there was a lot of, quote, garbage. It looked like a yard sale online.
Right.
But the end idea was that it, number one, drove more consumers to become Prime customers. I know for myself, I took the trial. I've been waiting to take the trial for something like this. I did it, and I think there's going to be a lot of people that were like me that did it or signed up for this, expecting a lot. Number two, it trains the customer to look daily at the Prime deals, the daily deals section of the website for Amazon. That's going to drive incremental sales. And possibly the most important idea is the sell-through that happened. They noted that some big suppliers of goods and services there that were on the Prime Day had 100% sell-through. And when you have that, the supplier of an item doesn't really mind that it was 70% off. They don't necessarily lose pricing power when you have something like that because you had a complete sell-through. It wasn't like we discounted our item and then we couldn't sell everything. That would be a bad scenario.
Right.
But when you have a large supplier noting that in the day after Prime Day press release, that's going to be a long-term impact, and we'll get more suppliers selling at a deeper discount possibly next time.
All right. So looking forward here, earnings for this company?
Right, earnings, it's been kind of a thing with Amazon that you don't really look at earnings for this company. It's all about the sales. But as we look at the Zacks consensus estimate for 2015, and that would be the bars on top, the green bars on top, and then 2016, which would be the ones on bottom, we can see that there is a potential for significant earnings growth next year. This could be as much as a near-term story about Prime Day and earnings, a long-term growth story that could really change things for the stock. So 46 cents right now is up from the most recent numbers, that were as low as 31 cents for the year back in April. So we've seen a positive upturn in earnings. That is kind of the reason why we're at a Zacks Rank number 2. Speaking of those earnings, and they're coming out here on July 23rd,
right
after the market close, I want to take a look at the last 2 quarters when they did report and look at something that that happened here, kind of a similarity for both of them. First one was a big beat, 21 cents. It was an 87.5% positive earnings surprise. That's good to see, and that was the all-important fourth quarter. We saw the stock move higher by about $50 per share on the day after that release, or about 16%. The next quarter, quarter one, is kind of a little bit more of a slower period. You're going to have some more returns. You're going to have, those inventory work-throughs. But they did see a beat. It wasn't as big. It was a 7.7% positive surprise. That caused the stock to move up $55, or about 14%. So when we talk about, those $50, $55 moves, 16%, 14% moves, a 12% move is very likely here for the stock if we see a positive earnings surprise.
All right. And yes, well, you had something else here?
I have one more thing to add here. Yeah,
shameless self-promotion of yours?
Shameless self-promotion. You know, I am talking my own book here. I own calls for Amazon that expire on Friday.
Okay, you've got a position in this.
I do have a position in this, and I noted this position on StockTwits back on July 14th. So I have let everyone know I'm out there, and you know, the people will say that you're talking your book, but Terry, I don't trust anyone who doesn't talk their book. I mean, the basic idea: if you bought something and you believe in it, you want to tell everyone.
All right. Well, in the effort of full disclosure, you've certainly made it.
I made it very
full
clear.
Disclosure.
I disclosed it fully. So here we have the chart here, and we see that Amazon has been running into the earnings announcement. It's trading in a tight range around 490 today, but look for positive things to come from this earnings report. As we can see, I think the big idea here is the earnings ESP, which is a proprietary Zacks measure that guesses, you know, if stocks can or should be beating earnings. We see a 33%, and that's a pretty strong number there. I haven't seen something that strong in a long time. So needless to say, being long Amazon calls, I'm expecting a beat and potentially a raise given the you know, good results from Prime Day as well.
All right, well, let me know how that works for you.
I will, Terry. I will let you know. You'll hear me screaming on Thursday evening.
Thank you for that. In the meantime, while we're waiting for Brian's screams of joy, if you want to check out other stock commentary, stock picking strategies, get on over to Zacks.com's website. You can link to it all right off the homepage. With Brian, I'm Terry Ruffolo.